Right now, Madison police are warning of an increase in car thefts. We'll hear from a woman who fell victim because of a common mistake.
And we're looking at what's next for the state's 2-year spending plan after it passed the budget writing committee today.
Plus, you've seen DOT safety reminders on the highway. We'll hear from the people who come up with those creative messages to get us to think twice behind the wheel.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Thefts from unlocked cars have been a common issue for quite some time.
Despite numerous warnings from police to lock up, the problem persists. Our Keely Arthur joins us live with how to protect yourself from becoming a victim. Keely?
We don't want to blame the victim here, but oftentimes all a thief has to do to get into your car is simply open the door. Police say that is the biggest way these crimes are happening, presenting crimes of opportunity all throughout our community.
When we think of car thefts, this is what we imagine, a bad guy or gal busting through a window to steal what's inside. But that's often not the reality, especially around here.
And it's a beautiful neighborhood, as you can see.
Living in the quiet community of Maple Bluff.
My kids ride their bikes, they walk everywhere. I feel very safe letting them kind of do their own thing.
Busy mom and local business owner Missy Dunn didn't think twice after accidentally leaving her car unlocked one night.
Unfortunately, in the morning, my daughter went out to the car to look for something and was like, "Mom, your glove box and everything's open and stuff is strewn about your car." And I'm like, "Oh no."
It's one or two every few weeks.
And Maple Bluff Patrol Sergeant Jay Sugden expects that to increase as the rain goes away and temperatures warm up. Speaking for all local law enforcement,
We're vulnerable just like anybody else.
Sugden is urging everyone to lock their doors morning, noon, and night.
This used to be a common thing at night or early morning. It's not anymore. It's 24 hours a day. It could happen at noon or, 7 o'clock in the morning.
If you do fall victim, report it immediately. Police want to be aware of any increases in crime. However, they say the chances of recovering your stolen items is slim.
You search the local pawn shops and you look for items that are possibly maybe the stolen items, and then you investigate that. But otherwise, it's very tough to find the actual suspects that take it unless you have something concrete like a picture of them pawning it.
Unfortunately, Dunn's items have gone unreturned, but she believes sharing her story tonight may prevent others from the same fate.
And just a reminder to be safe and vigilant.
And while most of these do go unsolved, there is some good news out of Wanakee. There was a string of about 4 thefts over there. Police were able to apprehend the perpetrator in DeForest, and those residents are getting their belongings back.
Oh, that is good news. Keely Arthur reporting live. Keely, thank you. To weather now, a little cooler out today, but nice to see the sunshine, and we're in for a warm-up tomorrow. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield has your first alert forecast. Dave?
I think temperatures will be back into the 70s by the time we get to tomorrow afternoon, Susan, with a little bit of sunshine. But some of us, especially north of Dane County, could see those showers and storms creep back into the forecast. In Madison, the WISC-TV Skycam, just some fair weather cumulus clouds showing up in a gorgeous sky. Temperatures are close to 70 degrees at the 6 o'clock hour with calm winds. Dew points very low, so very comfortable air in place. It felt brisk at times today, but we have warmed up close to 70 degrees in many spots across southern Wisconsin, and we have had a gusty wind out of the northwest. Those winds are getting a little bit better, but still about 20 to 25 miles per hour. Those gusts are showing up in some spots, especially east of Madison. Day planner, as we head into tonight, temperatures once again dipping into the upper 40s briefly by tomorrow morning. I think those highs will move back into the 70s after 2 straight days of 60-degree temperatures. But some of us could be looking at showers and storms. We'll go over those possibilities in your forecast in just a few minutes.
People who have served their time for committing a felony in Wisconsin once again have a chance to have some of their rights restored. Governor Evers signing an executive order today recreating the Pardons Board that former Governor Scott Walker dissolved 8 years ago. The advisory board will review eligible applications and then make recommendations to the governor about pardons. A person is eligible if they have completed their sentence at least 5 years ago and have not committed any new crimes. Anyone on the sex offender registry is ineligible. What's next for Wisconsin's 2-year spending plan after the Budget Committee voted to pass it today? Rose Schmidt live from the Capitol now to tell us that the work is far from over. Rose?
Yes, Eric, some Senate Republicans have expressed concerns about the GOP-crafted budget, so both houses will have to discuss it before voting on the plan 2 weeks from now. The state's budget committee wrapped up its negotiations today, passing the budget along party lines that strips many of Democratic Governor Tony Evers' top priorities, such as Medicaid expansion, a gas tax increase, and raising the minimum wage. Republican leaders are calling on the governor not to veto the proposal, which they call the Wisconsin budget. Democrats aren't saying whether they want Evers to warm up his veto pen.
They may be short of votes in the Senate, so the budget certainly could change. And again, how they choose to deliver the document to the governor, whether it's 2 documents or 5 documents or however they deal with it in the end, that'll be up to the governor.
I am not accepting the fact that Governor Evers is going to veto the budget. I think that it's never been done in our state's history. So I think it's very unlikely when we have a budget that does focus on the 4 most important pillars, right?
Today, the committee added a $300 million middle-income tax cut that would save the average taxpayer $75 a year. GOP leaders say their plan doesn't require raising taxes, unlike Evers, which is an $833 million tax cut, saving the average person $216. Now, the full assembly is scheduled to take up the budget on June 25th, with the full Senate taking it up later in that week. Back to you, Eric.
All right, Rose Schmidt, live at the Capitol. Rose, thank you.
The Goodman Pool is open for the season, and today the first 500 kids got free admission. This tradition has been happening since the pool's opening in 2006. The donations come from Irwin and Robert Goodman, who the pool is named after, the late Irwin and Robert Goodman. They donated $2.8 million for the municipal pool to open and kept giving an annual donation so that the first 500 kids swim free on opening day. The current owners of Goodman's Jewelers have continued donating.
I think hearing the laughter and kids having a good time in here is really what it's all about.
The Goodman's annual donations also give scholarships to kids who want to take swimming lessons or join the wave and diving team.
New at 6, a man is in the hospital tonight after suffering a heart attack while his wife was driving on the interstate. The woman called the State Patrol asking for help finding an AED. Troopers directed her to their DeForest post and then shocked her husband and performed CPR. They were able to get his pulse back, and paramedics took him to the hospital.
Well, you've seen them all over Wisconsin, those highway safety signs that have creative phrases on them.
You probably recognize some like Hans says solo down or no Oscar for best lead foot, slow down. Jamie Perez's curiosity about those signs led her on a mission today, and she spent the day figuring out where the creative process begins.
You've seen these boards all over Wisconsin. You know, the ones with the creative safety messages on them? It makes you wonder, who comes up with this stuff? Where does it start? Through my own curiosity, I discovered it all begins in Milwaukee. On the 3rd floor of the Milwaukee Intermodal Station.
Waukesha 258, status check.
Inside the DOT Traffic Control Center. Creative minds collaborate every couple of months to think of new ways to tie in pop culture and promote safety.
This is branding, this is marketing, and we want people to be aware that, you know, WISC is out there creating messages for the public that will help them travel safely.
John Riemann is joined by people who work in traffic control, engineering, law enforcement, and communications. All of them bounce ideas off each other to get people talking about safety.
We can create a message that will make people think, that will make people, you know, maybe they take it back to their office and they get there and, hey, did you guys see that one on the message board this morning? That was a great message.
Moving away from the generic message of don't drink and drive and click it or ticket.
We are getting millions of eyeballs on these messages every day.
They've got about 3 seconds to catch your attention as you drive by these boards, and they want to be sure their message sticks with the play on words.
Here's what I got. Arrive safe and healthy. Skip the selfie.
Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel.
Blinker. The original instant message.
They try to make the message timely.
Chicken wing day, cheesecake day.
Things that will resonate with everyone.
Driving impaired message. Last year we had a driving on pills kills.
You might remember Hans says solo down.
We got a Twitter reply on it that said, you know, props to the copywriter at WISC for coming up with that message. And then there's a reply to it where somebody said, you know, next year go lay off the gas.
Sometimes it's tough to come up with something when there's so many creative ideas at play.
I mean, everybody agrees safety never takes a holiday. Keep that for the 4th of July.
Several years though, so I was trying to think of a good fireworks message.
Sometimes they think their message is too edgy, like get your head out of your apps.
Is there any pushback on a message like that.
Once they decide on some, those messages go to control board operators. And they end up in front of your eyes.
And then we can schedule those to go for, 1, 2, 3 days, however long is needed.
So now you know the story of how these messages come to be. They've done their job on the roads, and they can only hope that you do yours. In Milwaukee, I'm Jamie Perez, News 3 Now.
And the DOT says they welcome public input for creative phrases. You can go to their website and send them an email with your ideas, or you can tweet your ideas to them as well. A new mural coming to Janesville will celebrate Native American culture.
We will introduce you to the East Coast artist who is brightening up the side of a downtown restaurant. When News 3 Now at 6 continues.
A downtown mural is set to change the landscape of one of Janesville's busiest areas.
The work is being done by world-renowned artist Jeff Enriquez. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter spoke to Enriquez earlier today and joins us with why it is the subject of that painting that is so special. Adam?
Well, Chief Blackhawk was a band leader and warrior for the Sauk Native American tribe, and years ago he fought for Native American freedom in northern Illinois and here in southern Wisconsin, and now he's getting honored with his very own mural.
For years, Jeff Enriquez has traveled the country.
Miami, Canada, Maryland.
Using a canvas and a can to make something beautiful.
When everything is going the way it's supposed to, I don't think about anything. I just go. It's just like.
But it's a project larger than life that brought him from the East Coast to Janesville's Main Street.
No, I've never been to Janesville. When you think of Wisconsin, you think of like, just for East Coasters anyway.
Something that's got people here very excited.
We just have a lot of hopes for it.
Starting today, he's turning the site of this building into one of the Midwest's most historic tribal leaders.
Did a lot of background research on Chief Blackhawk. A lot of different references, facial references, portrait references. I'm surprised there aren't like statues around of him, like big bronze gnarly ones.
But now it's not a statue, but something much larger, honoring Blackhawk's legacy and becoming a focal point for the city even before it's done.
It brings people together, reminds people that we all, did come from the same place. It's going to be beautiful. The colors are going to be bright. It's also, Blackhawk has got history here in Janesville. You're going to be able to notice it.
But even when it is done, Enriquez says it's going to be more than just a painting.
We're not giving anything back to the Native Indigenous people. The government's not going to start handing back big swaths of land, big plots of land to them. So it's like, what do we do?
Now, the mural is a gift to the city of Janesville from Nigella Ryan. She's a local resident here and is expected, weather permitting, to be done sometime next week. And after that, a group of tribal leaders from all over different nations are coming, and they're going to honor it by a big kickoff with a special ceremony, including singing, drumming, and more.
Pretty special edition there in Janesville. Adam Duxter in Rock County. Adam, thank you. And next at 6, a local doctor says a new nasal spray is unlike any other CBD product in the market. It's a story you'll only see on News 3 Now. Why he and a Badger hockey legend are promoting the product.
And warmer temperatures tomorrow, but you may need to keep the umbrella handy. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield will have the first alert forecast next. A local doctor is teaming up with a former Badger legend and NHL player, hoping to get people to learn more about the benefits of CBD oil.
A local OBGYN, Fred Milius, has come up with Nazadol. It's believed to be the first CBD product on the market delivered via nasal spray. Milius teamed with a longtime friend, Stanley Cup and NCAA champion Adam Burrish, to promote the product. Burrish says he became a believer while looking for an alternative to popping pills to deal with the pain caused by decades on the ice. It is a story you'll only see tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
And Dave's here now with a check of the weather. Boy, what a difference a day makes. It was great today.
We got the sunshine back. Temperatures a little bit closer to 70 degrees. I think we'll be pretty squarely in the 70s tomorrow, so even milder temperatures are on the way. As far as June precipitation goes, we've been definitely less rainy than May, but I mean, it's pretty hard to get rainier than we were during the month of May. We're running about a quarter of an inch of rain behind schedule for this time in June, but we will have rain chances as we head into Friday for some of us and for all of us as we get into Saturday. Over the last 48 hours or so, Madison, the airport, has picked up about 0.35 inches of rain, but locally we've seen some heavier amounts, closer to an inch across western Dane County, and then closer to Fond du Lac, 2 to 2.5 inches of rain, at least radar estimated. Doppler track has been quiet for all of our Thursday, with sunshine in play and that rain well off to the east. We had some clouds try and hang around Milwaukee early this morning, but really, for the rest of us, we've been looking at basically wall-to-wall sunshine, some fair weather cumulus clouds building during the afternoon, but it really has been a big improvement in the weather department compared to what we experienced on Wednesday. Definitely off to a cool start, though, this morning with temps in the 40s. Live look in Platteville on our Queen Bee Radio Skycam at mostly sunny skies, mostly to partly sunny skies. In Madison on our WISC-TV Skycam, high temperatures today, still running about 10 degrees below normal for this time of year. We should be in the upper 70s, closer to 80 degrees. We'll take 70 degrees over low 60s, which we had yesterday in Madison. 70 in Janesville and 70 as well in Mineral Point. Those temperatures pretty close to their daytime highs, still in the upper 60s for the most part. So for tonight, mostly clear and cool. Once again, I think we'll dip into the upper 40s by the time we get to early on Friday morning. Some clouds could be on the way for Friday as well, but I think any rain showers will stay to the north of Dane County and north for many of us. Now, that won't be the case on Saturday. We notice on Future Track a line of showers and thunderstorms trying to set up by the time we get into Saturday afternoon and possibly into the early evening hours. We'll watch that closely, but definitely have the umbrella ready to go on Saturday and possibly even tomorrow as well, especially if you live north of Dane County. Another blustery day on the way for tomorrow. It was breezy at times on this Thursday, but for Friday, wind gusts of about 25 to 35 miles per hour, not out of the question once again. Quick look at that 10-day forecast. I do think that we'll get the rain showers out of here by the time we get to the afternoon on Father's Day, so any plans are looking good for the later portions of Sunday, and that dry weather lasting into Monday and Tuesday.
The rain went away and we had a full slate of state title games in Grand Chute. Highlights from Fox City Stadium next. Mineral Point was 27-0 heading into this morning's Division IV state championship game against Webster, but they were considered the underdog against the reigning state champs. You want good on good? Both teams a combined 56-0. Get your SPF 15 and above out at Fox City Stadium. Mineral Point first. Jack Washburn, one of the best pitchers in the state, gets a little wild. Justin Baylor scores, and the Pointers have a 1-0 lead, but that would be all really. Webster's Brad Siegfried's RBI single, part of a 5-run inning in the fourth. Owen Washburn keeps it in the family. Singles to right. That made it 6-1. Jack Washburn committed to Oregon State. Complete game, 12 strikeouts. Tigers win 11-1. Pointers come up short. They finish the season 27-1.
We knew that we were the underdogs, even with 0 losses, and we're not going to hang our heads at all. We're going to hang them high and take our hardware home and enjoy it.
Last 2 years we made it to the state tournament, obviously, and going from whatever they were, 10-12 the year before, and to 18-5 last year to 27-1 this year, which is awesome for our program. So I think we're very excited about next year too.
Division III championship, Markesan and Stratford were tied at 3 in the 7th. Oh boy, Stratford broke it open. Chandler Schmidt drives in 2. He had 3 hits and pitched a complete game. Markesan committed 5 errors. It's not good. Tigers win 9-4 the final. I left you last night. The Brewers were still playing. Well, they went 14 in Houston. If you dozed off, Mike Moustakas hit his 21st of the year. Brewers win 6-3, splitting 2 with the Astros. They are off tonight. They head to San Francisco for the weekend. The Packers took receiver Marquez Valdez-Scantling in the 5th round of last year's draft. And we showed flashes of brilliance as a rookie and is trying to lock down the number 2 receiver spot behind Devontae Adams this year. Adams said young receivers can have trouble with early success, but MVS is going all in on his preparation this season. And Valdez-Scantling thinks Matt LaFleur's new offense is perfect for him.
I think it's just kind of, built for my kind of player. I'm a vertical guy, and I can stretch the field in many numerous ways. And I think that, this offense is predicated for guys like me. And so I think that it's going to be good for me.
I think that this offense is really catered for a guy like him. I think that it's, he's seeing that and he's recognizing we've had conversations about it. And I think that he's really starting to understand how this thing works.
First round of the U.S. Open at Pebble Beach. Brooks Koepka's won 2 straight Opens, 4 majors in the last 2 calendar years. He's still on the course, as is Tiger Woods and about half the field. The top 3 all finished. Rory McIlroy among the leaders after a dominant win at last week's Canadian Open. Well, the Blues and the city of St. Louis partied hard last night. So did 11-year-old Layla Anderson. She's a Blues superfan who the team flew to Game 7 last night in Boston, diagnosed with an autoimmune disease that only 15 other children in the world have been diagnosed with, but she got to kiss Lord Stanley's cup and have a moment that will last forever. Stop cutting onions. Who's cutting onions in here? Great story for her, the entire city of St. Louis, in their first Stanley Cup.
That's right. Her face. Great story. Final check of the forecast.
Yeah, temperatures will be in the 60s over the next couple of hours with plenty of sunshine sticking around. We'll be in the 50s after that and actually could dip once again into the upper 40s. Another cool start to our Friday 7 to 10 day forecast showing the showers and storms mainly staying north of Dane County for tomorrow. Not the case on Saturday. Everybody with a chance of showers and storms, but I do think we'll get some plans in for Father's Day.
All right. Dave, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.